The setup and positioning. Let's first talk about the word Yodan Uchi versus Nidan Uchi. The yo of Yodan Uchi comes from the word yon, which means the number 4. Dan means level, and Uchi means the hitting style. So in essence, it literally translates to 4 levels of hitting. Though more accurately, it should be 4 surfaces of hitting. Okay. Now, we also hear the word nidan uchi sometimes. Ni means the number 2, so lessening the set to either 2 nanames or 1 naname and 1 hachijo technically signifies nidan uchi. For ease of teaching this class, though, we are going to just use the word yodan or yodan uchi to refer to the style of playing rather than how many surfaces we are actually using. Alright, now for the setup. As for the drum setup, we ideally want to use 1 naname and 1 hachijo stand. If not, 2 naname stands will suffice. But in either case, you want to position your drum so that when you twist your body one way, the drum is right there without you having to lean. So right in the center, I twist and I could hit the drum, twist, hit the drum without me having to lean too much. If the drum is here, then I'd have to go really far. Some people tend to distance the drums a bit too much, thinking that it is more dynamic when having to travel a longer distance going between the drums. But in actuality, I think that when the setting is smaller, you look bigger. So try to get by with the least amount of distance between the drums as possible for when you practice by yourself. Eventually, though, you will need to widen the distance a little bit to ensure you and your partner can go through the drums without hitting each other. You're going to have to go do, go, do, do, go, do. Okay, this distance will be different for each person as we are all built differently, so make the adjustments accordingly as you progress throughout this course. Alright, now on to positioning. Find the right position where you are equidistant from the center of both drums and where you will have to extend your arms all the way to be able to reach those locations. For me, here, and here. Okay. And although each person will have slight differences due to body type and preference, while making sure your hips are square to the audience, find the widest stance that you can create while being able to utilize knee movement comfortably. Right? Okay, if it's too wide, you're not going to be able to utilize your knees too much. Okay, point your feet out 45 degrees to attain neutrality and use this as your starting point. As you go through the course, notate any changes you make and understand why you are making those changes so that you could find the Yodan stance that is perfect for you. One final note is that eventually you are going to need to play on the other side where the orientation of the naname versus hachijo stands are opposite. It takes some time getting used to this opposite orientation, so for each of the exercises that are taught, please practice on the opposing side too. Okay. Further, if you want to really challenge yourself, be able to play mirroring the standard versions of each drill or exercise. So in the end, there are pretty much 4 versions of the same drill or exercise. Being able to play starting with the right on both orientations is the must for this course. So here, and then playing the same thing on the other side. And the other 2 that are optional is to start with your left, doing the same thing, and again on both sides. So for example, Aiuchi, or the phrase A, which goes sudon, godon. On this side, the standard is su. Okay. And I should be able to play it on this side. Su. Okay. And the optional good practice is to be able to lead with your left, mirroring all the motions. So sudon, godon, and again on the other side. Your homework assignment will only require you to submit a recording of yourself, usually starting with the right and in one orientation only. But please be practicing the other orientation so that you can be placed anywhere by your team and be able to execute your playing well.